All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our tenant tech update for February. Really excited to present some new innovations that we have on the tenant platform. I've got here with me Joel and Matt, and we're going to talk about everything new that's coming to Mobile Manager and some new ways to free your managers. So give everyone just a quick introduction. So I'm Stefan Sunrus. I'm the technical trainer here at Tenant Inc. I'll be the QA moderator for today's tech update. So any questions that you have, just post them in the Q&A section while we're going through our demos and showing you all the cool stuff that we have here. Also have Joel Tony. He's an account executive here at Tenant Inc. And we have Matt Lindley. He is our product manager for core properties here at Tenant Inc. So yeah, any comments that you have, any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A. Joel, hand it over to you and Matt.
Thank you, Stefan. So today we're going to be going over Mobile Manager, which is a mobile companion to Hummingbird. It's essentially designed to increase their productivity or the flexibility for the operators that work in the field. So whether you're handling overlocks, preparing for auctions, or handling the day-to-day delinquency operations, it's just really here to simplify that workflow, improve the accuracy, and boost productivity. So within the self-storage industry, a lot of guys are working with multiple tools. They're working with a clipboard, writing everything down when they're doing those auctions. They have an iPad or a cell phone where they're taking those images, but then they have to go back into the office in order to upload that information, whether it's retyping it or uploading the photos. They have to make sure that it's completely accurate and that they're uploading that for the specific space or the tenant that is headed towards that auction. So what this is going to do is basically improve any of those errors that are basically happening with your team or your managers at that facility. So they're going to be able to go out there, complete their tasks, whether it's overlocks, cut locks, schedule auctions, and improve basically your accuracy within that data, where it seamlessly uploads into Hummingbird, and you don't even need to be connected to the Wi-Fi either. So again, the key functions: overlock management, auction preparation, offline task management, and then of course the seamless integration with Hummingbird, where we reduce those human errors. So I have Matt here. Matt, can you go ahead and start showing the mobile manager and then how that works within our FMS system?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for the intro. All right. So what you're seeing here is a live feed from my actual phone. So I'm going to give you a tour around the Mobile Manager app. So we're going to start with just an overview of the app. So as Joel mentioned, this is a field service companion app for Hummingbird. This is not PMS on your phone. So it's really focused on on-site work. So the first thing here when you log in is you'll see the property list. And if you've got your location services enabled for the app, you'll actually see this sorted in order by proximity. So the top of the list here will be the property that you're most likely at currently, which just helps in getting up and running. And then once you select a property, you're going to get a mobile version essentially of our task center. And in here, you'll see a few different types of tasks. Right now, today, this has these cut, lock, and inventory tasks that are part of the auction management process. And I will go through these in a minute in more detail. But you can see here, you've got a list of tasks. You can click into them, add your details in the pre-auction stage. And someone actually completed my my overlocks I have here. So I'm trying to find a version so I can show you that as well. But the overlock tasks are actually a bit more simplified. So you'll have for overlock, you have to put an overlock on a unit or to remove it from a unit. And the task is simply being able to complete that. You do have the option to put in a code if there is that functionality, depending on what your workflow
Mhm.
is. And for anybody who's not familiar with Hummingbird and how we handle overlocks, these tasks are actually created from the delinquency automations, and they are integrated with some of our smart lock systems. So if you have that enabled, you wouldn't necessarily need this. This is really for on site. And so if you're going to go out and actually physically put on an overlock, soon to hopefully expand to also include no key, or I mean DaVinci locks in there as well. Um, so that is most of Mobile Manager here. Oh, one other thing is we also support offline mode here with Mobile Manager. So if you were to go offline, which I could show you kind of real quick, you'll get a banner that it's not connected. And then when you complete tasks, they will actually be queued up here um, for completion. So when you regain your internet connection, it's just a seamless experience. It starts uploading again.
Very cool. One question we get a lot, Matt, is let's say I've got maybe two managers at a site, right? And they're both going through and completing these tasks. And one manager gets to an overlock maybe before the other. Maybe one manager lost internet and they're trying to complete that task. Which task would reach Hummingbird first? Is it always kind of first come, first serve, and the system's going to sort that out for you?
Yeah, it is. Today it's first come, first serve for that completion, but we're working on building some methods to help resolve that. So you'd be able to have more of a choice of what you choose to upload. But that's a work in progress.
Sounds good. Awesome.
Question though.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, I'm gonna head over to Hummingbird real quick, because one of the things I want to highlight in uh, Mobile Manager is how this works with the auction management capabilities within Hummingbird. So this is something that we've recently launched here called our auction manager. I'll give you a quick overview of it and then we'll go through completing it. You'll see here that you've got schedule auctions, then you've got to add your inventory, and then this audit is actually going to show you the tenants automated delinquency actions, so you can actually ensure that you've sent your lien notices and you're fully compliant before you either publish in the case of an online auction or for an on-site auction before you actually like complete the sale part. So the images inventory is a optional step, but if you are publishing online, you will need to complete that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and set an online auction here. You'll see that this says storage treasures. This is a integration that we're currently pilot testing with storage treasures. So you're going to get a look here at what that integration is like as well. And if you're interested, let us know and we can talk about getting that
Yeah.
set up and what that looks like. So I'll go ahead and choose an auction date. You can enter some notes for you if you need for just internal purposes. Take a second to schedule.
So this is actually really cool. It's like the entire auction flow sort of built within Hummingbird here. So adding the images, taking the inventory. I really like what we've done with this tool here. This is actually pretty impressive.
The big thing that Matt brought up was compliance. I mean, that's a big thing. If you don't have that audit, then you don't know whether or not you sent out that lien notice or you followed the regulatory compliance that you're supposed to within your state. And so this is going to allow you to not only provide accurate data within your system in those images, but also maintain that compliance with your delinquency flow.
Yeah. So we scheduled here with storage treasures. So you'll see that there's a start and end date. So I've scheduled this out a little ways so that you have time to complete this, because we've just set the date for the end of the auction, which then can be used in your lien notices and things like that. And that's why it's a separate piece. So here is images and inventory. So this is the basic information required to publish an online auction, essentially. So capturing images, entering a general description, categories, keywords, optional tamper tag, if that's something that you use. And, I think we all know the headache of like coming to add images here, and then you've got,
Yeah.
this gallery of, okay, which, I'm not sharing the picker, but I was trying to show my gallery of generic storage spaces, but it can be hard to differentiate. All your spaces look the
Yeah.
same, trying to get them when you come back to your PMS and you've been out on site with a keyboard and or a clipboard and your camera. If you're doing multiple auctions at once, like there's a high chance of risk there in terms of not matching the right information together. So this helps, really eliminate that. So I just want to show one thing here real quick, which is we have this cut, lock, and space inventory. This is the same task that we saw the list of in Mobile Manager. And these are actually created by the delinquency automation. So this is configurable depending on how you like to do that. If you do this before you set the auction date or after, it's flexible in your process. And if you use this just in Hummingbird and you're not using Mobile Manager, you can also click the button here and it will take you right into Auction Manager on the correct step.
Very cool. We actually had a question come in really quick while you're talking about auctions. Our auction manager, does it integrate with late to lien or AI lien?
Coming soon. We are
Coming
working on that. Yes, there's some slight modifications that have to be made, and our integration with them. So we're currently working on that. So
and to clarify that as well, so Hummingbird, the FMS platform, the software, is integrated with late to lien and AI lien. Right now, what we're working on is to also get our mobile manager having the full capability that the backend already has. So it's not going to be a big lift for us. It's just making sure that we do it the right way.
You're correct. That's a really good point. Yes, sorry. I I may have not spoke super clearly on that, but you're absolutely right. Our Hummingbird does integrate with those. It's just really these new pieces of Auction Manager, which is like capturing some of this information that you would need for those services. And really figuring out how that fits together. So we're working on incorporating that. Cool. With that, I'm going to go ahead and transition back to Mobile Manager, and we're going to perform the cut, lock, and inventory for this tenant, Omari. Okay, back here in Mobile Manager, we can see Omari right here. So first thing we'll do is we'll capture some images. Take a picture of all of you guys.
There we are. Yeah. Hey guys. Yeah.
Fun and exciting. You can also choose from your library if you do happen to have some of those auction images there. And then
Nice.
when you finish that, you'll see them up here.
Yeah.
You also notice that some of our categories and keywords got checked. So we are using a little bit of image recognition AI in here to help us pre-fill some of those categories. They may not be 100% accurate, but it looks like we got a pretty good match here on the things I
Yeah.
can see. I'm not sure if it's
Excellent.
appliances, but yeah.
And Matt,
Mhm.
I see you're doing this on your iPhone. What if I'm a storage manager with my Android device right here? Are you guys going to support me? Can I use it on my Pixel phone?
Yes,
Good question.
absolutely. We support both the iOS and Androids. The app is currently live in both stores, and we're shipping updates to both of them as fast as we can. So, um,
Very good.
yeah. And then we can enter the description here. One of the nice things about doing this on a mobile device is we can use our little microphone. This is a really great auction space, and should definitely purchase it because it has lots of great items inside of it. So,
Beautiful.
limited hands out in the field. Oh, well, it's still dictating.
It just keeps going.
All
So
right.
if you're in the
Well,
field, guys, make sure you press that microphone button again so you don't capture everything you're saying. Yeah.
Or you can just type it in.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you will have a chance. You can edit that. So,
Yep.
Very good.
I'll also enter a tamper tag for us. That is optional. And we'll go ahead and finish the task. So when we're entering all those things, none of this is saved here until you actually complete the task. So we finish it here. And we'll see I'm in offline mode. So that's why you see that this is not uploading and that it has an uploading progress bar up top. So if we are to
I like that a lot because it means that you don't kind of tread old ground, right? You know exactly what's being uploaded or what still needs to upload, and then you can move on to the next task. Oh, excellent. Perfect. See, it was uploaded.
yeah, so you'll see that it takes a minute to upload, especially with images, takes a second. So so you have a progress bar there, and then we get a success message. I'm gonna take us back over to Hummingbird now so that we can look at that task that we just completed. Okay. I'm not sure why we have 28 images. Looks like we've got a bug there. So we'll take a look there. But we did upload some images here. So
There we go.
we can,
That does bring up a good point. We show it as 28 images. So is there kind of a limit to how many images you could upload to an auction? Like, could I go crazy and upload 100 images if I wanted to, or is it going to hold me back and say, okay, that's a little bit too much. Keep it to a certain amount.
yeah, we actually limit it to 10 images. So I'm gonna have to have our developers look at this issue because it may have been to do with the way I demonstrated the offline functionality there, trying to simulate it.
No
So
worries. We're just testing the limits, right? We're seeing
yeah,
what's possible. Yeah.
exactly. But you'll see our description here is carried over, our keywords, our tamper tag.
Now,
So
Matt, before you move on,
Mhm.
because you showed that we could edit it on the mobile app as we were doing it, can I also change anything here if I see any
Yes.
inaccuracies?
Yes. So
Yeah.
so we wanted to get rid of these things here because I said too much. And now we have a nice clean edited version, and I'm going to go ahead and save that.
Perfect.
And then let's take a look at the audit you were talking about earlier. So like I said, this is a representation of the tenant's delinquency automation. So this shows anything that is performed by that. We don't have mail delivery here active, so those aren't going to be successful. But you can see here, you can take a look at things that have failed, and if this is an important thing, if this is a failure on this lien notice, you'd want to hold it right there and resolve things before you proceed. So this just gives you the ability to check that. And we are also adding some enhancements here so that you'll be able to, when you come across an issue like this, you'll be able to really take action on that by making notes and creating tasks and things like that. So you can either mark this as verified or skip the audit. Either one will complete this step in the auction manager.
And then I see we have one queued up right here, right?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep. So this is one that I just want to give a demo on real quick, because you see that we've got all the information entered here, and this one is ready to publish to an online auction. And you'll see that I selected storage treasures here. So at any step here in auction manager, you'll see that the publish online auction button is present. So no matter what order you complete these 3 items in, once you've completed all 3 and you're doing an online auction that you're publishing to, you'll be able to just click this button right here. Success. And it automatically takes us back to this screen after it's successful, where we have a convenient link right here to storage treasures. So everything that we had in there is accurate here. The auction space containing mixture of items, all the images. Yeah.
Now, Matt, can you take us through the process once the auction's complete? What happens with all the data, the information, who's paid, things like that?
Yes. So you'll notice in here, we don't see the form to collect the sale information because it has not yet hit the end of the auction.
And if someone's completed the auction through storage treasures, maybe they've gone through, done their bids, paid for everything, auctions closed out. Do we store that information in Hummingbird, or are we having to go back to storage treasures to kind of get that information back?
Yeah. So when an auction is sold through storage treasures, Hummingbird will retrieve that information and pre-populate this form. It only pre-populates it, does not complete the sale here because you've still got to collect that from the winning bidder. And that way it also gives you the opportunity to modify anything here if needed.
Very nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that is the demo of how it all works together.
Very good.
So we kind of went over a high level overview of that really quick. We only had 30 minutes here, so it's kind of a flyby. If you guys want to take a more granular approach or actually see the back end of the system outside of Mobile Manager, please reach out to us. We'll send correspondence after this webinar for you guys to book a demo if you'd like to see that. Or if you guys are already using our product, go to the App Store, whether it's on Android or your iPhone, and just look up Tenant Mobile Manager, look for our logo, and then you'll be able to download that app and use it today. It's already functional.
Before we close out for today, Matt, we did have one question left over from the webinar around DaVinci. It's from Ben. So, hey, Ben. So with multi-facility management, so specifically, kind of the hub and spoke model, or maybe have a remote manager who's taking care of, maybe 3 to 5 locations, maybe even more, right? will there be a way in the program to kind of speak with DaVinci in a way that doesn't matter which facility the lock is at? Maybe rather based on the location the manager's at, have the lock automatically updated in DaVinci. Is that something that we have right now? Is that something that we're working on, or is it something kind of stay tuned for?
Um, I'm not sure that I'm familiar with the DaVinci integration enough to speak on that. I'd have to talk to
Mhm.
someone from the team that works on that specifically. Um, so I think that one we'll have to get back to him on.
No worries. Yeah. Ben, just resend your question to us through the right channels. Joel might be a good way to
Yeah.
do it, right? And then we'll go ahead and we'll follow up on that question for you. But I think we are almost at time here. We always like giving people a couple minutes back in their day. So thank you, Matt, so much. Thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
Thank you for everyone else at home. We'll have a recording available for this virtual event as well. So you should see that soon. So if you want to review it, take a look at Manager and all that, you'll be able to do that as well. So thank you, everyone, and we'll see you later.